Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Best Coast Sports Report. I'm your host, Ryan Keller, and today we're going to be going over a game recap for two different games from last night. We're going to be discussing the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Angels game, as well as the Game 3 Western Conference Finals matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. And let's get right on into it, starting with the game against with the San Diego Padres and the LA Angels. And let me just start off by saying they're not LA, they're Anaheim. They're the Anaheim Angels. Major League Baseball, figure it out, change the damn name. So the game featured my San Diego Padres, who have been on a roll this season. Just clinched on Sunday their first playoff appearance in 14 years. It's been a lean 14 years, might I add. And all Padre fans that have been seriously following this team would know this team sucked all kinds of ass for these last 14 years. But finally, in this weird-ass Rona season, it happened. And they've been rolling. But by clinching on Sunday and kind of having a small de facto, party in the locker room, it was nice, but I think the team might have lost a little bit of focus, and here's why. So coming into this game, the Padres had 34 wins, and 34 wins, and the Angels had 25 or 24, and one team is in second place in their division. The other team is pretty much in last or trailing by 10 games at least. And this is a team the Padres this season should beat. You're throwing out your third starter as far as win production in Zach Davies. The Padres were facing Zach Canning. I'm pretty sure it's Zach Canning. And, from the get-go of this game, you just had a feeling it wasn't really going to be a good game. First inning comes, Zach Davies gets right through it. And then bottom of the first inning, the Padres load the bases. And you're thinking to yourself, well, the team's called Slam Diego for a reason. We've hit 7 grand slams this year. Why not another one right now? Well, no, it didn't quite work out that way. The team got one run on a sac fly by Eric Hosmer, and it really didn't get much better from there. The Padres would end up losing this game 4-2. Zach Davies gives up 2 home runs it's Max Stassi. That's his name is Max. The teams aren't going to get any easier from here, boys. And, you can't be dropping games to teams that are 10 games back in their division. We've got bigger goals. We just lost 2 of 3 from the LA Dodgers last week, and it was pretty demoralizing. But you seem to have bounced back, got back on track, and clinched the playoff spot. Now, the second game of this short 2-game series is this afternoon, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern for people like myself who live in the Boston area, and we have to factor in the extra 3 hours on the schedule. So going out there today, we've got Mike Clevenger, our prized trade from a couple of weeks back. He'll be out there going against the Angels, number 51, Jamie Barria. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Angels fans, let me know. But this is one of Clevenger's last, if not his last, tune-up performance before the playoffs get going. And, for the Padres, this is a team you played 3 times this season, with the last one being today. You need to split, man. You can't drop 3 out of 4 to the Angels. And Angels fans, I'm sorry, your team is ass this season. Next season might be a different story, I don't know. This season, not great. The Padres should be beating you guys 4 out of 4, 3 out of 4 at least. So the Padres have to take this game today, 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time, and the game will be on MLB.tv. If you are like myself and you subscribe that way, I know other options for other people here on the East Coast watching their West Coast teams. DirecTV, MLB Extra Innings. You can pretty much get that through any of your cable providers, but MLB.tv is nice. The one thing I will say about MLB.tv, which is good and bad, you don't get your regular TV commercials, which is kind of nice because you're usually getting your local commercials. But what they do instead is they have the same 3, 4, 5 commercials that you get on loop, basically, on every single commercial break. You get the same Liberty Mutual commercial with Limu Emu and Doug. You get the same 1 to 2 MLB Network ads featuring whatever teams are playing. In this case, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. and then whatever other team is playing. I actually had tweeted at the MLB.tv Twitter account asking them to stop showing me so much Dodger propaganda when the Padres and Dodgers played a month or two ago, and I didn't realize at the time what was going on. But MLB.tv, I would like to see the actual local feeds for the teams that I'm paying all this money to watch, and then not only that, I would like to get the pre and post game before and afterwards on, say, a Fox Sports San Diego, instead of only getting the game and nothing else. Just a little bit of a request on my part. But moving into the second game of our 2-game coverage recap here, the Game 3 between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets Western Conference Finals matchup. The Lakers came into the game with a 2-0 series advantage, and the Denver Nuggets really didn't appear to be much of a threat. Yes, they came back 3-1 in the series against the LA Clippers, but sorry, Clippers fans, it's the Clippers. This is the Lakers, or the Lakers right here. And it was pretty much a ass whooping from the beginning. I mean, the Denver Nuggets in quarters 2 and 3 really bent the Lakers over, for lack of a better term. And it was not at all what I think we were all expecting as fans. So what happened? I mean, 2 words: Jamal Murray. The guy went off. And just to kind of highlight a little bit about his performance, he had 28 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Now the Lakers, of course, they answered with LeBron James's 30 points, but God, it just seemed like nothing could go right for long stretches of the games for the Lakers. I mean, after the first quarter, it was 29-27 Denver. You're like, okay, this isn't a big deal. We've been down before. We obviously lost game 1 in each of the previous 2 series. But, then you give up 34 points in the second quarter, another 30 in the third. The Lakers did outscore the Nuggets in the fourth quarter, 31-21, but at one point it was tight in the fourth quarter. It ended up being a 3-point game for a good amount of the last couple of minutes, but playing catch-up is not something that the Lakers really are built for. They're built to take a lead and then just stomp on your neck for the rest of the game, and that just didn't happen. So, it's going to be a bit of I think more of a tightly contested series than any of us really would care to admit. And the Denver Nuggets have none of the pressure right now. Everything is lying on the Lakers. They're the team that's favored to not only go to but win the NBA Finals. And I sure would love to see them play the Boston Celtics in the finals. But in order to have that happen, you've got to win the Western Conference Finals first. So Kind of pins and needles now going into Game 4 tomorrow, 9 p.m. on TNT. And yeah, you just hope for a better performance from the boys all around. I know that you got some talking heads on certain sports channels saying that now they're more confident in the Lakers than they were going into Game 3. I don't really understand that one. I will not pretend to be the biggest basketball expert on here. I'm much more in tune with football, baseball, and hockey. But for those of you out there who are watching this who understand a little bit more about basketball, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below about what that might mean as far as they having more confidence in the Lakers after a loss versus the first two games being a win. But yeah, I just hope that in Game 4, LeBron James keeps this up. 30 points, obviously you take that. Anthony Davis has to have a bit more of a showing in Game 4. But for the most part, I feel pretty confident, pretty comfortable with saying the Lakers should probably take this in 5 or 6 games. We'll see what happens. But that's going to do it for me today. Again, for Padre fans out there, game is today at 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific for you West Coasters. And yeah, let's just hopefully tomorrow have a more positive recap after hopefully another Padre win. And tomorrow night we'll watch the Game 4 of the Lakers and Nuggets. But until then, this has been your Best Coast Sports Report right here on the East Coast. I'm Ryan Keller. We'll see you next time.